Warren Buffett is probably happier than you. And you might be immediately thinking, well, easy for him. He owns $85 billion, is one of the richest men in the world, and is clearly one of the most successful business people of all times. Easy for him to be happy, right? I would argue though that his money has nothing to do with his happiness. And if you give me a minute, I will tell you why. There's of course a whole bunch of different factors that decide whether or not you're happy in life, but one of the most important ones is clearly your work. And remind us again, Steve Jobs, what does it take to be happy with your work?
You've got to find what you love.
That's right, and for Warren Buffett, that happened earlier than for most people. He found what he loved as a teenager already when he discovered the stock market and started investing in companies. On top of that, young Warren Buffett quickly realized that he had unique talents that served him well in the investment game. He was obviously smart, good with numbers, and could retain an insane amount of information. Just take a second here and think about how important of a role that already plays in terms of lifelong happiness. Number one, you find out what you're good at. Number two, you find a profession where those talents serve you well. Number three, in that area there's basically no limits to your personal growth, so you can constantly develop, evolve, and follow a clear path to mastery. And for all those reasons, Warren Buffett went all in with his investment career and never looked back. Now, while his career clearly turned out to be exceptional, there is nothing exceptional about the initial premise. We can all find out what our talents are. We can all find a career where those talents serve us well. And we can all find a field where we deep dive and follow a lifelong path to mastery. Up until this point, Warren Buffett is clearly set up for a happy life, but he didn't do anything that couldn't be replicated by anyone else. But as we follow his journey, money starts playing a bigger role. And this is probably where you're saying that his life is fundamentally different from yours. Well, let's have a closer look. We all know Warren Buffett made millions and later billions, so did that make him happier? And this is where I would argue that no, it did not. Let me explain. Obviously, Warren Buffett being an investor and trying to be a good one at that made him focus on continuously growing his capital. So seeing his net worth grow over time surely made him happier. But it did make him happier because it was a testament to his skills in the field that he chose to pursue mastery in. It did not make him happier because now he could buy a giant mansion, fast cars, and a yacht. That was never his focus in life, and that was never the reason why he was into making money. He still lives in the same house that he bought in 1958, more than 60 years ago, for a mere $31,500. He drives a standard Cadillac right now and sometimes even buys second-hand cars. Until 2020, he only used a flip phone. He begins every day with a breakfast at McDonald's for roughly $3 and gets his hair cut for $18. So the lesson here is the guy loves making money, but not for the sake of spending. And that's exactly why he is probably happier than you and me. For someone who spent his entire life focused on making as much money as possible, Warren Buffett realized amazingly early how unimportant money actually is in terms of life satisfaction. And you might be thinking, well, it's easy to not care about money for one of the richest guys who ever lived. But we all don't need 85 billion to maximize our happiness. We need less, much less. Studies have shown that the value of money in terms of increasing your happiness maxes out at about $75,000 per year. This means that after reaching $75,000 per year in income, every additional dollar on top of that does not contribute to your increased happiness. And Warren Buffett is a smart guy for realizing that early in life. So instead of focusing on consumption, he focused on perfecting his art, which just happens to be something that also earned him a lot of money. But besides work, which no doubt is fulfilling for him, he also focuses on his hobbies like playing bridge or the ukulele, spending quality time with like-minded people and friends, and more recently he even focuses on philanthropy. All of which leads me to believe that Warren Buffett is incredibly happy. He escaped the rat race that most of us are caught up in very early in life, and it's really important to note that this is not because he made so much money early in life, but because he had the mindset that money in and of itself does not really matter in terms of living a fulfilled and purposeful life. I believe that this is a really important takeaway. You can live your life being financially successful while at the same time truly not caring about money. You don't want to get caught on the hedonic treadmill, constantly chasing the next thing, chasing the next milestone, comparing yourself to other people around you. Instead, you want to cover your basic financial needs and after that solely focus on perfecting your craft while at the same time embracing hobbies and friendships. And if you want to learn more about happiness and how to live your life in a way that it is most fulfilling, then make sure to subscribe to this channel and I will provide you with more tips and tricks in the future.